or for the Astroneer game, right? Nothing is an official statement from System Era, right? But I watched the One Last Midnight stream, and the entire stream is, I believe, 4.5 hours, right? And the Joe joined that stream, right? About at 2 hours and 20 minutes in, and he stayed until 3 hours and 45 minutes into the entire stream, where just One Last Midnight is playing with a friend of his, right? And so Joe and One Last Midnight were talking, and I had a realization, and I apologized to Joe for being so harsh on the team, right? Because I have to confess, I saw a bunch of System Era pictures, right, where they were sort of moving into a new office, right? I think that was about the time where one of their coworkers, a dear friend, passed, right? And it was a hard time for everyone, but it gave me the impression that System Era has maybe 12, 16 people, something like that, right? And so out of that number, not everyone is going to be a software engineer, right? There's people like Joe that is responsible for marketing and communications, right? There's, I believe, Gina. She's a project or program manager, right? I mean, I would call her a program manager because she's sort of managing the Astroneer program, and the different releases are sub-projects, right, under that program. And many other people, graphic artists, right, sound artists, many other professions, right? So I'm just checking YouTube quality here. Hope we are doing fine on the quality. So it turns out that System Era has 30 people, not 12 or 14 or 16, 30 people, right? And so it is, to me, it is very obvious, and I think to One Last Midnight as well, right? It is very obvious that about 90% of that staff is working on something else, right? The power patch, right? 119. That was a great patch. A couple of items were added. I forget how many. Not that many items, right? The jet-powered update. We have the hoverboard, the VTOL, the mat, the exocache, and the exochip. So that's 5 graphical items, right? 5 items, I think a team of like 2 to 3 software engineers can build in 2 to 3 weeks, right? I mean, it's really easy, right? And I also think this is why the release was a little bit earlier, not on the last day of the month, right? So my conclusion, and this is just my opinion, Joe has not confirmed anything, but my opinion is from listening to the stream, right? And One Last Midnight asked a bunch of questions, right? Like, why can't we do this? Why can't we do that? Why can't we add this? Why can't we make the game with unlimited replayability, right? Why can't we make resources dependent on a percentage, right? To change the quality, the difficulty of the game, right? So you could maybe change the power output of all the devices to just 10%, right? That's going to be hella difficult, that game, right? If the power output is just 10%, right? So a small generator that feeds on organic, right, would have a power output of 0.1, right? 0.1. So that is, those were a couple of ideas. And from the answers that Joe gave, right, I concluded that System Era is sort of currently stuck with a couple of design decisions that were made possibly 4 years ago, right? And a lot of the new features and a lot of the new things cannot be added easily to the game, right? And so since I'm a little bit worried about the stream quality because YouTube looks a little bit like the poo-poo here. What can I say? So since System Era is dedicating about 10% of their resources to the current Astroneer game, right? I'm thinking 90% of the resources are working on something else, right? And Joe also said that System Era is committed to the Astroneer brand. He did not phrase it to the Astroneer game, right? To the Astroneer brand. So there could be potentially another Astroneer game, right, that they are working on. My best guess, it is a revamped engine, right? Because a lot of the limitations that we currently have with the game are engine dependent. Maybe not necessarily Unity engine, but how, 4 years ago the team did implementations with the Unity engine, right? And so I will hang in there and